Welcome to It's All for the Kids. I'm Stevie G, and we got Syney Ganzer from the state of Wisconsin. What you doing this morning, girl? You look like you're awake.
I had to get up. I gotta go to class.
Yeah, speaking of classes, okay, I know you got to teach all those old farts, now that you're part of the whole SGC Foundation and doing that whole social media thing and learning the TikTok, and old men like Stevie or like John said, us old white men don't know how to do this shit. That's why we got you to do that whole TikTok. So I'm glad to see that you're awake and working on it. I know you're working on doing some stuff and getting with Johnson, doing some clips. So how's that going?
It's going good. I've been just consistently taking information and trying to promote the event in April on our TikTok page and just trying to build it up so that more people on TikTok can see what our foundation is all about.
Hey, so did you make it? So if they wanted to go to find it, is it SGC Foundation? Is it SGC Found? Is it just SGC TV? What'd you set it up so everybody can go find the page?
I set it up. It is SGC Foundation. Let me just double check. It's at sgc.foundation.
Okay, cool. All right. So I'm glad you got that going, because I know we're going to be in St. Louis next week doing some filming with Gary Womack, whose son is Peyton, and do some videotaping and do show from there. So we'll have a lot of videotape to give you to put up on TikTok, and probably some crazy shit as we're going through this stuff, because it's going to be chilly, and we might even be trying to hit golf balls wearing, gloves and jacket and hat, because I don't know what the temperature is going to be like in St. Louis. So it might be kind of silly,
Hey, whatever to play golf.
You know that? Well, it's all about you helping us get the attendees to come help the kids, at Children's Hospital in St. Louis.
I'm trying. I'm getting a lot of views, so.
Well, that's great. And then also, you're going to be there, right? Because, we're going to put your little butt to work out there, working registration, going on one of the holes, talking trash. And, of course, your dad and your brother's going to be playing, so I know there'll be some trash talking there, because we never give Christian a break,
Oh yeah, I've got all my trash talking stored up here just for my dad and my brother.
We only call Christian the puppy, the pup, because he is the young one, and still hasn't learned how to do stuff. Still got to teach him where to be, how to put his golf shoes on. The left shoe on the left foot, the right shoe on the right foot,
I was just gonna say that. Sometimes he puts the right on the left, and sometimes you get the left on the right.
Yeah. So, hey, you said you got to go to class and everything. So tell me more about what you're trying to do, because I know you're going to Belgium, right?
Yeah.
So we're trying to figure this all out. So you're going to Belgium to do what now?
So we're flying out to Belgium and then going over to Dupree, France, and we're looking for this World War I private that went missing in action in World War I. And we're going to try to see if we can find his remains so that we can bring him home so that he can be buried, and his family or his ancestors and stuff can actually just have peace that they know that he's found instead of being missing in action. So we're going to go out there to try to find him at this old person's, or these old couples farm is where they've mapped out where he might be. So they gave us permission to go out there and try to dig and find where he is.
Wow. So I didn't know if you're going to find one person or several people or what, but I knew it had to deal with World War I and everything kind of deal. So that's kind of cool, So you're doing this. I know you're doing it out of the goodness of your heart, but you're also getting college credit, right? I mean,
yes.
You got some leadership going over there, right? I mean, you're not just a bunch of kids going over there stomping through the ground, right?
Yeah, no, I
know you're smart and everything, but I know you need a little leadership there.
Yeah, our professor, he's actually the Wisconsin's, he works for the Department of the State. He's our forensic anthropologist for the whole state of Wisconsin, but he's also our professor at UWO. But he's taking a bunch of kids over there, like 8 to 10, over to France, and we're all going to go try because I do get college credit for it, but it also looks good on my resume for future opportunities after college because what I want to do is more forensic anthropology work. So it just looks good and it'll be fun.
Well, it should be. I mean, you're going over to a pretty cool place. So I know you got the airline ticket, so you're flying to Belgium. So how are you getting from Belgium to France? Are y'all riding a bus? Y'all taking the, train? Train buses or whatever. That movie.
I think so. Yeah, no,
you think so?
I think so.
This ain't Star Trek yet, girl. This ain't Star Trek. I know you young kids all think you can just pop up and be somewhere. Look, you still got to do the physical way. Yeah, teleport. I wish as much traveling as we do with the foundation and work. I wish I could just teleport. I mean, it's 5.5-hour flight from the East Coast to the West Coast. Still, you'd think by now we could get there in a couple of hours. So.
Yeah, you'd think so. No, so we fly into Brussels and we're gonna spend the day there, kind of touristy, so we can be able to see the sites because I know we're gonna be on a farm field for like 5 of the days. But we're taking I think we're getting a van and we're driving from Brussels to Dupree, and then we're gonna be in Dupree for basically the whole trip, and then the last day before we fly out, we're going to Antwerp, France, or Belgium. And we're going to be there before we leave so that we can at least tour that a little bit. And then we're coming home.
That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. So also your forensic anthropology, huh? So even I can say that word. It takes a little bit because Stevie fucks all the words. I mess them all up, okay? Shit hell. So, I know you're doing the TikTok stuff, which is great. I'm glad that we're doing it. It's sgc.foundation on TikTok, and the page is up. I know you're working with John behind the studio to do 10-minute clips or just a few minute clips so everybody can kind of watch it, what's going on. I'm going to get Gary to shoot a bunch of stuff out there. We're probably going to shoot some of the stuff with the kids that are going to be out there. Mm-hmm. One, because his son works at this Boone company that hires the kids, from Children's Hospital, handicapped kids, works with them, train them, and different things. And the whole plan has been running for years with it. So we're going to go tour that, visit that, get some of that footage, maybe get some footage of Children's Hospital. We know we've been through it enough times that we know that you got to go get all the signage and paper by, their guardians, parents, so that, any likeness stuff. So that's what we're doing next week before the show, before we do the whole tournament in April to start rounding up more players and stuff. So I'm glad that you said we got people actually coming to watch TikTok because, we pick on your brother, but it was your brother's idea that asked, hey, Stevie, why aren't you on TikTok? And I said, hey, look, man, I ain't got time to learn that. I'm too old, don't know. We need somebody that knows how to do this shit. So welcome.
Hey, you came up with the idea. So that's good.
Yeah, so welcome to the team. Welcome to the foundation. We'll find a title for you. Maybe we'll call you TikTok specialist, SGC TikTok specialist director, something or other, forensic anthropologist, we'll figure out some terminology for this whole deal. But like I said, it's going to be fun in April, when you're there. We're doing the event, for St. Louis Children's Hospital, for Boone Corporation companies out there for the kids. We're going to do a networking party. It's in St. Charles. So it's only about 10 minutes from the airport. We're staying at the Ameritise Casino. So everybody can come and lose money, make money, just don't lose your house, okay?
Don't lose your house.
Don't lose your house. They got all kinds of restaurants. It's Old Town, in there. And it's also, believe it or not, it's where Lewis and Clark started their expedition. Or exploration. Really? I guess it's exploration. Something like that. I can't remember which word it is. But anyway, that's where Lewis and Clark started. They got a big statue of Lewis and Clark and their dog up there in the center square. So that's where we're going to kick it off. I'm going to do a tournament, party networking there, and then the after tournament party being out there and everything. So we're doing it for the kids. You're going to be there. Christian's there. Dre's there. Jim Park, myself. A bunch of people, because it's all part of the geothermal heat pump consortium. So there'll be all kinds of people. They're,
Okay.
they're in the energy industry, coming to have a little fun, and it's all for a great cause. Besides, they get to see you, the anthropologist. You know,
I can answer all your questions about
Answer all the
anthropology.
questions. Man, I tell you what, but that is so cool that you're going here. Seriously, going to find a missing vet. Because we
Yeah.
do stuff for the vets, and the vets need everything, and it'd be so cool because. What is the phrase of Marines? You never leave a man behind. And it's
Really
like
behind.
you're going back trying to find somebody, and hopefully you're successful. That'd be really cool. That'd be something.
Yeah, I really he talked about that. He was like, if we find him, like it would be really great. But if we don't find him this time, their university's actually gonna fund where like every year they'll bring a group of kids and they'll do a study abroad trip out there. So every year, if we don't find him this time, like they're gonna keep trying to find him.
That is
So
so cool. And who knows? You might find 2 or 3 soldiers. You don't know when you're out there, right?
yeah, these trips are like my professor, he made this a study abroad trip, but anthropologists like all over the country can do these trips. And yes, you make good money, but like the people who run this organization really need a lot of anthropologists to go do these things. But like sometimes you like are going in different places where like you have a lot of remains and you have to decipher, okay, like who is who.
Right.
But it's pretty cool.
So you're going to be a forensic anthropologist or a forensic specialist. You're not going to be like NCIS down there in the corner spot, are you?
No, I don't know if I want to do like that's the hard part. Like I don't know what I want to do with my degree like specifically yet, but I don't think I'm going to try to be NCIS. I don't really want to be a police officer or like law enforcement that way, but I do want to do like anthropology work. So if that's doing these trips like that we're going to do, but doing them as like a forensic anthropologist and just doing these trips would be good. Or I don't know, but definitely not NCIS. I don't, some of those cases are gnarly.
Oh, that's all right. I was just, nobody, hey, look, when we were in our 20s, we didn't even think about that far out. Okay. We just wanted to know where the next drink was coming at the bar on Friday night, Thursday night. Okay. Shit.
Yeah.
I mean, you already got forethought of what you're thinking of doing. And besides, it's really cool that you're part of the foundation. And of course, we're busting on your brother a lot. So the two of you, because, I know I'm old and I probably can outdrink everybody in town and do all this stuff. But at some time, Stevie's going to have to slow down. So somebody's going to have to pick up the torch. So,
Oh, yeah.
nothing like, keeping it between you and Christian doing stuff and carrying it on. So,
Yeah, I
but
know
I ain't
Christian
there yet.
Foundation.
I ain't there yet, people. We're still out there doing this stuff.
You're like,
April. We're still doing the pudding shots. We're still doing the jungle juice. We're doing, the fireball shots on the course.
have you ever started doing Jello shots?
Yeah. Jello shots, pudding shots, fireball shots.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit of everything out there. It's all because it's all great for the kids. It's all for the kids. I mean, come on, man. We're all raising money, doing the crazy stuff. And what's neat about doing St. Louis and doing it for Children's Hospital St. Louis, because they're a great hospital. We raise a lot of money for them. We also do it at Christmas time for Christmas parties because the hospitals can't use their own money to do the juice, the presents for the kids at Christmas. So we'll go raise money to give them so that they can host the Christmas parties for the kids that are over there during Christmas time, as well as most of the stuff we've learned to do at this whole deal, the tournament and all this crazy stuff. When people ask me where I got started, we learned to have this stuff in St. Louis at their hospitality, Christmas parties, golf tournaments, where they've done all the crazy stuff on the golf tournaments. So if anybody wants to know where we got started, we learned this from New Orleans with the beads and all the craziness.
Yeah, Mardi Gras.
Yeah, St. Louis. So, hey, look, man, it's all there. I'm glad that you're working with John on the footage and getting TikTok up there because a lot of people said that TikTok is where we needed to be.
Yeah, it's for the new generation.
Yeah, because we need young people like y'all to come out and play. There's only so many old people to play golf. But they also said because of TikTok, you can direct it. You got to tell me it is, but they said you can direct it to certain groups more so than
Yeah.
Facebook and Instagram, so that it's where you want to be if you're trying to find people that are going to do these type of events, right?
Yeah, TikTok is so like Facebook and Instagram are more of like for people to like kind of post their own life and stuff.
Show their
But
booty.
TikTok's really like a business. A lot of people make their lives off of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, TikTok, you can work with the algorithm through TikTok and get it to certain audiences through like it's a lot to explain, but like through what you're making in your video and your hashtags and everything. So you can direct it to a certain audience and it'll bring a group of people that really care about this type of stuff. So I think that's cool about TikTok.
Well, I'm glad that you're around to do this because I ain't got time to learn this shit. You know,
It's okay.
I mean, hey, people are trying to tell me that I need to start learning AI, and I'm like, okay, all right. Is there a class?
Yeah.
Is there a class? I don't want to go read stuff. I don't want to look at stuff on the freaking screen of a laptop. I just want to go somewhere and somebody say, this is what you do. Okay, hit this button, do this. If you do this, it goes this. You know, like, old school, have people in front of you telling you how to do some of this stuff instead of trying to go out there and electronically learn it. So,
Yeah, that's okay. You just tell me and Chris and we'll get it done.
all right, sounds great. Hey, I know you got to go to class. I know that professor's probably looking for you. You know, you got to run, you got to bolt. You know,
Yeah.
I'm just glad to see. I'm just glad to see that that you're actually up going to do something. You're not like sleeping in, coming in with sleepies in your eyes. Pull up in rollers and stuff. That you're all ready to go, jump in the car, get to class. Put
Yep.
a first day in. And then just remember, you got to hit that TikTok later this afternoon, man. And start pumping some more stuff out there.
Yep. I got some time today, so I'll get that done.
And and hit John up behind the scene because he can go find all the stuff. I think he sent you how to find all the shows, start getting clips, and he can clip some stuff. I'll put his butt to work too.
Okay. Okay,
All right.
good. Once I get those, I'll be like easy.
All right. Thanks, Sydney, for coming on, taking the time before class. Good luck with class. Good luck with the trip. Hey, when is that trip? Oh, I guess it's the summer, huh?
It's May 31st through June 8th, I believe.
All right. So you'll be here for more. So you're leaving after Memorial Day.
Yeah.
You're going to be over there. Well, the weather should be nice.
I hope so. I've never been to Europe, so like.
Oh, shit. You got your passport?
No, I
Well,
do
you
have
get
to.
on that. Damn, girl. You're going. You don't have your passport. You better get on that today.
I will. I have to figure out how to get it online.
Go to the post office, get your picture taken, and fill out the paperwork. And the post office can take care of it all for you.
The post office, really?
The post office, yes.
Oh, okay.
They'll go take your passport picture. You fill out get the passport paperwork, fill it all out. Go to the post office to take your picture. They send it all into the State Department.
Okay, I'll get that done today. Actually, you reminded me to do that, so.
You better. I'll be checking up on you later today. See if you're in this shit.
I will. Don't worry.
All right, City. Go have fun. Go to class. Stay awake in class. Don't be sleeping in class like your uncle did. Okay. Don't be sleeping like me. Okay. Stay awake.
Don't worry.
Take notes. All right. We'll talk to you later.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Hey.